a shocking new claim about the falling marriage rate is raising a lot of questions right now. A new study says the reason fewer people are getting married is because there's a shortage of, quote, economically attractive men.
Ask this question all the time. You complain about men, but are you being the type of a woman that a man would want, right? Maybe in the instant when men are not thinking with their big heads and they're saying, oh, whoa, she's half naked, great, I'm going to go for it. Yeah. That might be what a man wants. But long term, that's not what a man wants. A man doesn't want a girl that's just going to be naked all the time and put herself out there available for every man to see. You know, that I don't have to be a man to know that that's not what men want. So then you say men suck. I'm looking at you going, I'm not a dude. I wouldn't date you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, self-perpetuating problem. Not enough women calling out the fact that women are not desirable right now, in my opinion, right? They're sexually desirable, but I wouldn't want to take you home to mom desirable.
It's no shocker that men are increasingly choosing to stay single these days. The modern dating scene is a circus, and who can blame guys for sitting this one out? Let's face it, the expectations for men are sky high. They're supposed to be financial wizards, emotional therapists, and domestic gods, all while navigating the ever-changing landscape of gender equality and emotional openness. It's like trying to juggle flaming swords while blindfolded. Why would anyone sign up for that when flying solo is so much simpler? And let's not ignore the dating app disaster. Men are swimming in a sea of superficial judgments and impossible standards. It's no wonder they'd rather avoid the meat grinder of modern romance, where everyone's scrutinizing their every move and demanding they foot the bill for everything. Then there's the glaring risk of marriage. With horror stories of high-profile divorces and exorbitant settlements splashed across the news, who's eager to dive into that mess? The thought of getting entangled in financial and emotional wreckage is enough to make anyone rethink their commitment. Add to that the shifting norms around masculinity and partnership, and it's a recipe for disaster. Men are expected to adapt to roles that clash with their own values and experiences. If they're not being respected in relationships, why bother when single life offers freedom and a lot less drama? So yeah, choosing singlehood over the chaotic mess of today's relationships makes perfect sense. Who needs the stress of meeting impossible standards and risking financial ruin when they can just enjoy their freedom and skip the hassle? Like one comment said, a shortage of economically attractive men. Well, I guess we can see where their priorities are. Another said, economically viable men are choosing not to get married because they want to maintain their economic viability.
Problem is that there's zero advantage to marriage in the Western world for a man. There is zero statistical advantage. If you use your mind, if you use your head instead of your heart, and you look at the advantages to getting married, there are absolutely and utterly none. If a woman marries a man and it goes wrong, she has emotional heartbreak, fine. But if a man marries a woman and it goes wrong, he has emotional heartbreak. Plus, everything he has ever worked for is ripped out from underneath him, and he has to give that chick money forever. All you're doing is scaring men away from commitment. And then you have to add in the other hidden element. All women got together and said, we'll only have sex after marriage. Guess what men would do? Get married. But you don't, right? So now you're in Miami. I go to Miami. I can fuck anything in the club. I don't have to marry any of them. If I marry them, I get wrecked. So, like, let's all use our brains here. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to be like, well, no.
It's always amusing to see women lament about men having to financially support them after a divorce. I thought the whole girl boss feminist mantra was all about being independent and not needing a man. And then you've got the bitter ones who believe money should come before family.
That my beautiful wife Isabel would be the first to say that her life truly started when she...
So women hire me to help them negotiate in their divorces and prenups. And I really wasn't going to share all the men's secrets, but while we're here, we might as well. Because you know what men are not doing if the relationship doesn't work out? You know, the ones who ask for the trad wife and who say, like, she makes me the man that I am today. I would not be who I am without her. Yeah, so they're not chomping at the bit to pull out their checkbook when the relationship doesn't work out. Like the guy who was making $60 million a year, and he put up like surveillance cameras in the house to watch her, and he offered her $6 million. Pretty sure 50-50 is $30 million, you know? But that's his money. That's his money. It's not yours. Even though you made him out to be the man that he is today, it's not yours. Or the woman who built a multi-million-dollar business with her husband, 50-50 business owner, and he took her off the bank account, the business bank account. She hasn't seen a dime from her own business in over a year and a half. Or what about the prenup that I worked on, where the guy was worth $35 million and she was making $300K a year before she quit her job so that they could have couple time at night because she was VP. And then he offered her $50,000 a year if the marriage didn't work out. Like, I think he pays employees in his own company more than that. As women, we are told all the time, if you prioritize the money, you're greedy, you're selfish, you're not about the love. So we're supposed to blindly trust you. But I always say money before men, because the cards that they will play at the end are not the cards they're playing at the beginning. They're not proactively coming to you and saying, gosh, I really honor and respect you for being the woman that you were and for being the wife at home, raising our children and supporting me in my career. They're not saying that. They're hiding money, wiring it somewhere else, taking you off of bank accounts, claiming you could have worked. God forbid you stayed at home and your husband's not even making enough money that you even qualify for spousal. Money before men means prioritizing your bank account. It means prioritizing your financial safety. It means de-risking the relationship choices that you're making, especially if you're going to be a trad wife. Because I can tell you, I have not seen one case, not one, where the woman talking to me is saying, Joanna, he just really wants to be generous and he really wants to make sure that I'm set up for life since I stayed at home and made him into the man he is today. I've never seen it happen. Money before men.
Videos like these are entertaining because they often rely on anecdotal evidence rather than solid data. If you're only talking to people with negative experiences, naturally, that's all you'll hear. To make broad claims about all men, you need data that's statistically significant, not just personal grievances. You're engaging in rage bait with questionable anecdotes. It's well known that men, in most cases, are the primary earners, and the women in their lives often didn't contribute significantly to their financial success. You criticize men for not eagerly shelling out cash after a breakup, but why would they? It's a failed relationship. Why continue spending on something that's clearly not working? Men who focus on financial contributions should expect the relationship to feel more transactional than genuine. It seems you're buying into this mindset yourself, given your emphasis on money before men. This obsession with money over relationships is exactly why prenuptial agreements are a smart move for men. Women who prioritize money over relationships are a big reason why prenuptial agreements make sense for men. However, let's be fair. Men also need to own their part in these dynamics. It's not always just the woman's fault. Traditional arrangements often involve the man providing financially, while the woman takes on domestic responsibilities. If she's staying home, she's forgoing her own earning potential to support him. And if they have children, her sacrifices are even greater. Women often contribute to their partner's success, both emotionally and practically. Being a homemaker doesn't equate to being financially worthless. Marriage is a contract that includes financial obligations. Take Mackenzie Bezos, for instance. She received $38 billion in her divorce settlement, which sparked debate over whether she deserved it. But she absolutely did. She co-founded the business with her ex and played a crucial role in its success, then put her career on hold to raise their children. Why would a man want to see the mother of his children and their kids struggle financially just because the marriage ended? He committed to her and has responsibilities to their children. Men often want a stay-at-home mother until they face the financial consequences when the marriage dissolves. Typically, it's issues like neglect or infidelity on the man's part that lead to the end of these marriages. Of course, this all happens against the backdrop of laws that shape these outcomes. Of course, on the other hand, there's laws like this.
Do you have to pay alimony to a cheating wife? It doesn't matter if she cheated or not. The court is going to look at your income and her income and how long you were married and apply your state's laws. They will calculate whether alimony is due, and they most likely will not even consider the fact that she cheated on you. Sorry, it is what it is.
Why I think women are worse nowadays is we're bailed out. We are paid to leave marriages and we're paid to be single mothers. If you pay someone to do something, they're going to do more of it.
They don't fear consequence.
Yeah, and so when women Yeah, so like men, and if men were paid to be single fathers, I'm sure there would be more.
What?
And so what happens is women, like, again, how do most relationships start? Situationships, and girls want to get the kid from the guy, and like they want to get there's whole Reddit threads of women trying to figure out how to get a guy get a guy's kid, and even this has been on national TV. This is how big this problem is, and it's because when women get on birth control, they say they're off of it, or they get in that situation because they want to get the top 20% of men.
And even if you're not paying alimony, you might find yourself stuck with a bitter baby mama.
There is a big difference between a bitter baby mama and a frustrated single mother. If she says, I don't like that you have a girlfriend, so I'm not letting you see our child, that's a bitter baby mama. If she says, I think it's BS that you pick and choose when you want to see your kid, that's a frustrated single mother. If she says, I'm increasing child support if you don't do things my way, that's a bitter baby mama. If she says, I need you to step up and pay for and take care of the child we made together, that's a frustrated single mother. If she won't hand over the child because you were 3 hours late for pickup, that's a frustrated single mother. But if she won't hand over the child because you were 3 minutes late for pickup, that's a bitter baby mama. A very important thing in co-parenting is to not treat a frustrated single mother like a bitter baby mama and vice versa, because these two women are not the same.
These are all nothing but incentives for men to stay single. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.